My shadowing project. My shadow mentor was Nicole Bansavage, the nurse manager at the Winship Cancer Institute at Emory Johns Creek Hospital. I chose her as my shadow mentor through the help of Miss Sanders, who took my interest in oncology and found the perfect shadow mentor.
On October 4th, I went to the Winship Cancer Institute at Emory Johns Creek Hospital and shadowed Miss Bansavage from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
I started my day with Miss Bansavage off by arriving at Emory around 8. After an hour of checking in and various other formalities, we got rolling on an eventful day. During the tour, I met a host of wonderful people, ranging from doctors to nurses to nurse managers like Miss Bansavage, and even to pharmacists and chemists. It was useful to hear the different perspectives from the varying careers in the oncology field. After I became acquainted with the staff, I went around and talked to some of the patients. Meeting and talking to the patients who are regulars at Winship was one of the coolest parts of my day. Hearing the hardships they were going through truly made me reflect on the possibility of being around those hardships at work. After learning some medical lingo and discussing it with the staff and patients, Miss Bansavage and I went on our lunch break. When we arrived back to the Winship campus, representatives of a pharmaceutical company came to give their sales pitches on two new chemotherapy drugs. I have a brother who's a pharmacist, so seeing his field mesh with my interests was really cool. I sat in on Miss Bansavage's normal duties for an hour and a half and experienced more mundane, yet required activities a nurse manager must do. Ordering supplies, replying to emails, and fixing scheduling problems are a large part of her daily responsibilities. After a long day of learning, I said goodbye to the Emory Winship Institute and all the staff I met there. To be successful in a career in oncology requires many qualities. Teamwork and communication skills are a huge part of being successful in this field. Oftentimes, patient information and lab results are tossed back and forth between the doctors, nurses, and chemists. It is imperative for all of these people to work well together. Additionally, things can get hectic when all of Winship's chairs are filled, so being flexible is important. The nurses who work here must be able to hop from one patient or assignment to the next easily and without mistake. Finally, in order to work in oncology, you have to have empathy and compassion. Many of the patients who come into the Emory Winship Institute are going through some of the toughest times of their lives. Although the Winship Institute offers programs like painting and animal visits, it's ultimately the staff who make or break a patient's experience. Throughout most of my life, I had a strong interest in the medical field, and recently I put a lot of focus onto a future in oncology. After my shadow experience at Winship, in which I learned more than I could have ever imagined going into it, my view on working with cancer patients have changed. Now that I know the emotional strength, empathy, and compassion it takes to work with people in such difficult situations, I think a difficult and lighter medical career might suit me better. Ultimately, my shadow experience at the Emory Winship Institute was a wonderful one that I'm so grateful I was able to participate in. Although I may not desire to pursue a future in oncology, I now know a little bit of what to expect in similar medical fields.